Yo,
Marsh.
typical Marsh with the jersey out, bro.
You see what it is, boy?
Yo, you lucky Duke missed shots, bro.
Nah, that kid Baystar started playing in the second half. He was getting punked in the first half.
Caleb Wilson is a dog, bro. I give him credit, bro.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for
Marsh.
if it wasn't for the Boozer kid, Caleb Wilson would easily be the freshman of the year in the ACC.
Yeah, I know.
He had 25 and 11.
He didn't shoot that good efficient, yeah. But,
Yeah,
Caleb was taking that tough.
Bro, Marsh, when we were watching the game and he was shooting those mid-ranges, I'm like, bro, you're 6'10 and you could shoot like that.
I think he's like KD, bro.
Nah, I won't go that far.
That's crazy.
I would say he's KD.
Bro, he like Mikal Bridges.
That was an excellent game, though. I was scared.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, he wanted a blowout. Me and Chris, we were like,
either way, I think North Carolina's gonna make the
March Madness,
right?
Yeah, definitely. We 14 in the country. This probably gonna get us in the top 10.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yo, isn't me or Caleb Wilson already outplayed 3 of the prospects of this year's draft? Darion Peterson, AJ Devanza, and now Cameron Boozer?
Yeah. I mean, on the big stage, yeah, you could say based off the games that they played, they beat Kansas this year. I think they beat Kentucky. We had a big win. We had a big win against Virginia a couple of weeks ago after a couple of rough losses against California and Stanford. And then, yeah, man, like I said, he's doing his thing. I think he has the most double-doubles in Carolina history as a freshman right now.
Bro, we saw his stats. He's like averaging like 20 plus with 10 boards, and he's shooting a good percentage from the field, which is incredible. Yeah. Was it like 57%? 57 or 53%.
Any tough shots he's making.
Y'all watch college basketball or no?
Well,
not really. I mean, basically the March Madness, really.
I kind of started watching a little bit. I've been watching a couple of teams.
Yeah. I mean, basically the prospects, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, basically.
I've been a Carolina fan. You don't even know his name, but JRE. So I watched Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, Rick Fox. Who else?
Marsh, did you watch that? Were you
Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace? I'm a that.
Did you watch the what's it called? UConn versus Georgetown that year in '84?
No, I was like 5 years old. That was a little bit before my time. But I mean, like I said, I grew up watching. Like I said, let me see. My era is kind of like a little bit before that too. But I grew up watching Ray Allen and Allen Iverson go at it in the Big East. Carmelo Anthony. I seen all these guys. Like I said, I go back Rasheed Wallace, Jerry Stackhouse. That era. You know what I'm saying? Like Brendan Haywood when he was at Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a Carolina fan since day one. My family from down south, so, you know, it's been a big thing. But, you know, I've been watching Carolina basketball. Like, that's my thing. Like, I used to like college basketball more than I like the NBA because before they started getting paid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. What I give college basketball is, like, the games are actually, like, very interesting, and it gets down to the wire. Like, this game, I thought Duke was actually gonna, like, take advantage over UConn. I thought they were gonna beat them. But then when I said it, I was
not UConn, bro. It's UNC. Get it right, man. It's not UConn. It's UNC. University of National Champions. You heard?
Chris. Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying? You see what it is, boy.
And
hold on, and y'all don't see this. This is the Vince Carter jersey. You know what I'm saying?
I can see, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you got a Jordan one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nah, I'm a Kobe guy, but you know, I got a million Jordans, but not a Jordan jersey. Matter of fact, I got Michael Jordan's All-Star jersey from the year that they played in San Antonio. That's the only Jordan jersey. Oh, and I had the Wizards Jordan jersey. That was about it.
Old ass jersey.
Nah, man, you gotta get fly. You know, jerseys was a thing in the like early 2000s. So. But I keep Carolina. Tonight I didn't get dressed because I was scared that I was going to jinx them. But, you know, now that we won.
You got to give credit. They played their ass off.
Yeah,
nah. And I'm not going to lie. In the first quarter, I'm not going to lie. Duke played really good defense. They did. Until in the second, they started missing shots.
Well, no, we had them in foul trouble. That's what the problem was.
They got 2 players foul trouble. Right?
Yeah, but in the first half, I think like at least 3 or 4 of their bigs, we had at least 2 fouls, almost 3 fouls.
Like 2 fouls, yeah.
And then going into the second half, we fouled their big man out. Yeah. And then on top of that, like shout out to the kid Baystar. Like I thought he was getting punked in the first because they were just, you know, really just devoing him. Second half, he put his shoulder in and started going to the rim.
Yeah, no, I saw there was a play.
He hit a big 3 for us. You know what I'm saying? Late. But I'm saying shout out to Baystar. Because I was just like he was the reason why we won this game, despite, you know, on top of the fact that Trumbull hit the 3, but Baystar was big for us in the second half. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to that kid.
Yeah, that defense in the last moment of the game was trash. I'm not gonna lie. The way they were just like trying to double team and triple team like that, and just left the guy wide open in the corner was like, that was terrible defense.
Yeah, but shout out, like I said, this is the biggest. I don't care what nobody says. This is the best rivalry in sports. Like because, I mean, it never stops. Like this is what the games look like every year. If you don't know, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? And hold on, J. Cole is not from Chapel Hill. He's from Fayetteville, which is a little ways off. It's a totally different neighborhood. So you know what I'm saying?
Marsh, I want to ask this question. Apart from UConn, is there any other college team you watch?
UNC, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any other college team you watch?
I don't watch as much college basketball as I used to because now that they're getting paid, it's different for me. But the teams that I always used to like real talk, like I said, like I was on Allen Iverson before mad people was on Allen Iverson when his freshman year at Georgetown. I was saying like, yo, who is this dude? He's a ball, but he could score a lot. His sophomore year is when he broke out. So, I mean, the team that I, like, honestly, I will follow was, pause, right, George, right? Arizona, Kansas, and probably UConn. The University of Connecticut, not UNC. You know what I'm saying? Those are the other teams that I probably would follow if I, you know, that I like based off, you know, watching college basketball all the time.
Okay, Marsh. So the first topic. Let's talk about the trade deadline that happened or just ended.
Mhm.
Let's say some trades that happened.
Oh, so what do you think about the Anthony Davis trade?
I think I think it's a good trade for them because they still kept that kid. They still kept the young kid that they got in the draft last year. I think number 2 pick.
Oh, sorry.
They still kept him. They got Anthony Davis. Like if he could just be healthy,
That's the perfect partner for.
I mean,
And
I just heard he got injured for the year. But,
I don't know if it was for the year. I thought he just hurt his hand or something like
They're
that.
saying they're gonna rest him basically for the season so they can be prepared for next season because we all know the Wizards are not winning anything this year basically.
And they probably want to keep their draft pick. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was like a lot of weird trades. There was also Jared Jackson. I mean, no
Yeah,
one saw that.
surprisingly.
No, that wasn't weird because I mean,
You expected that, though?
yeah, because they blowing Memphis up, pause. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not the Jazz.
but
just
out of
said-
all the teams, why Utah?
I think with Utah, not for nothing, they trying to show up their front court, like with marketing and
Well,
well, he's hurt. I think he's done for the season. But they
Oh,
got
Martin?
Kessler,
oh yeah. I don't know.
Oh, he could be hurt. I don't know.
and so they got him.
They got Keontae George too.
Yeah. So I think they were saying like they were trying to show up. They got him in this way instead of free agency because you know they wouldn't be
They
able
played
to.
like Walter Clayton Jr.
Yeah,
A couple of picks, I think.
And a number 2 pick from last year too from Rutgers. He's been playing good for them too. So that's a good pickup for them for their future. You know what I'm saying? They got a solid front court. You know what I'm saying? Now with that trade. Again, the thing with Memphis, they blown the sad part is nobody wanted to take John Morant. Like he would have got traded too. But you know, he's a problem child. So once they traded Desmond Bain and like they got to pay Ja again, and you know, Darren Jackson got paid. The way the NBA is set up now, they couldn't pay all 3 of them. So now that they're not winning and they having so many problems, I figure like they just rather, you know, start over.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Jaren is such a good fit for Utah because Walker Kessler, he's like a really good shot blocker, and look at the stats, he was averaging around 1.5 blocks a game, maybe 2. And Jaren won Defensive Player of the Year. Like what year was it? Like 2023, I think. 2023, he won it, and that improves rim protection. And Markkanen, we know he's like a 7-footer, and he gets to play in the small forward, and now that's a huge lineup for them. Yeah. And Keontae George has been an impressive scorer this year for Utah. He's been really good.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that was a good trade for them. What do you think about the Porzingis trade?
I think
go to state.
Warriors fans are gonna look at the good side and be like, that's a center they finally get. But the issue is that he's injury prone, and Warriors are interested in getting other centers like Claxton. Who else were there interested in?
I think once the Giannis thing probably blew up, they pivoted and went with Porzingis.
Yeah, I don't think they need to get him. There's also guys that there's a buyout market they could have got.
Yeah,
I mean they still are. I mean it's not over. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Cam, what's his name? Cam Johnson or whatever the kid name from the Nets. I think whatever team he got. I think.
Oh yeah, when you talk about Cam Thomas.
He got waived.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the Lakers might look at picking him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, speaking of which, the Lakers they got
they do need a backup scorer.
Yeah, they got Luke Kennard for like basically nothing.
Yeah,
for Gabe Vincent.
No, I'm not even mad at that. I mean, Luke Kennard.
Well, that's a great trade for the Lakers. And to be honest, you gave them back Gabe Vincent, who used to be good when he played for Miami, but Gabe Vincent's not himself anymore.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he's had his moments, but I'm just saying, like, not for nothing. If we need, like, we're one of the lowest.
Shooting now.
And don't forget, Kennard is shooting 50% from 3, which is really good.
Yeah,
he's having a career high in 3-point percentage.
Yeah, he's the highest, I think, 54%.
Yeah, but what I was saying with him, like he's like we need shooting. We're one of the lowest percentage shooters. We don't have a lot of shooting outside.
More from Luka and Austin Reeves.
Yeah,
I mean we do, but they don't play the kid. Like I think that they should start playing Dawn Connect a little bit more. Like
they
well, they play Jake LaRavia. You guys have like a kind of like big team, kind of small team, like Vanderbilt and DeAndre Ayton. It's like guys that just like can't create their own shot, and like you have Luke Kennard, who's like a good 3-point shooter. I mean, it's a good pickup, I think.
Yo, I think we should move on to a trade that a lot of people did not expect. I feel like James Harden traded to Cleveland for Darius Garland, and obviously this man is a Cavs fan, so let him talk about it.
So I like it like from a market standpoint. I think it will get like more fans involved. But I mean, Harden got 2 or 3 more years that I think are good.
And they do, Jacob. It says UNC, aka Unk. If you know, you know. You damn right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry to interrupt, bro.
Yeah, no, like Garland's 10 years younger. Obviously, he's injured for I think most of the year. But I think it's alright trade. I mean, Harden, you know what we get out of Harden, but he doesn't really play defense. But he's a guy. Him and Donovan Mitchell should be very good together.
We'll see. Go ahead.
My thoughts about the trade. I feel like it's a good trade for the Cavs. It's a fair trade because Harden provides extra scoring, and he actually provides better playmaking than Garland because he averages like 8
for the bigs.
Yeah. For Allen.
And the thing about Harden is that he's actually been healthy this season. Garland has been out most of the time, and Garland has been having some bad games as well. Harden, there's been games where he's been actually scoring the ball, playmaking. Him and Kawhi have been really good.
And when Harden was against the Celtics last year, a couple years ago, he was very good in that series against the Celtics.
But also too, I think for Harden it was a couple things. He actually asked to be traded. If you guys didn't know, I think he saw the writing on the wall based off where the Clippers were going. It's like I think they're gonna blow that team up this summer. And also, I think he wanted to give himself a chance to win now because, like, he just surveyed the landscape and probably did the homework and was like, we can make that trade happen. And not for nothing, it's a good trade for the Clippers because they get a good young point guard to try to pivot from and try to build off when they blow it up this summer. But, like, I feel like Harden, I mean, you ain't going to have him for long, but it's like it just puts the Cleveland Cavaliers in a situation win now. Like, you got like a 2-3 year window with Harden and this lineup before, you decide to, blow it up too with them because it's just like, again, they had a good team for the last couple of years, been a hot seed in the playoffs coming out the East. And it just seems like they're a disappointment once they get to the playoffs. And it's just like all that good playing that they was playing during the season. Where's it at during the playoffs? So again, let's see. Like I said, for Cleveland, I think it's a win now situation for Harden. He understands he got a short window to try to get a ring. I don't know if it's going to happen in Cleveland. Maybe this summer, LeBron comes over there. A lot of things can happen. But again, I think it was a decent trade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it was a decent trade. But the issue I think we have with the Clippers is that even though Garland is young, he is the type of guy who's still been dealing with so much injuries. And we know Kawhi also throughout the years been dealing with so much injuries. So it would be bad if the Clippers if Garland cannot stay healthy or Kawhi still can't stay healthy.
Kawhi's gone this summer, bro. Believe
yeah,
that.
he's basically. Well, I think with Harden leaving, now that forces Kawhi to be like, okay, now I got to stop being injured. I actually got to carry this team and help them win.
He doesn't choose to be injured. I think his knees are just, messed up. But again, when he's healthy, here's the thing. I get it from a fan perspective of the low management, but from a team management standpoint, if you got a player of Kawhi's caliber, and you're trying to win, like you got enough team to win enough games to get you in the playoffs, if you could just manage his time to get the bulk of his health when it matters, then it's cool. But I think that the way the NBA is set up and they use these stars to make money. It's, again, from a basketball standpoint, if you got a talent like that, you do want to manage his minutes so that you have them available when it matters most. But, again, I mean, I think the Clippers are cursed anyway. So, it don't matter to me what they do. But again, I think he's gone at the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's going to end up in a situation where he might have to take a little bit less money to get to a contender and try to maybe, maximize whatever time he has left, if that makes sense.
Also, Marsh, going on to the trade deadline, we heard another trade that happened. Nikola Vucevic going to Boston. For Anthony Simons, which I feel like that is such a good trade for Boston because they have, obviously throughout the years they've been struggling with their bigs because they have a Quetta, they have Lou Garza. Those guys are like all bench type centers. They're not really starters, and they do get that former All-Star in Nikola Vucevic.
But that was a salary dump because I think he's on his last year. So
yeah, but at the same time, it's a big improvement because they needed an actual center that could score, get rebounds.
I mean, they are, but here's the thing. I mean, not to cut you off, Mitch, but this is the thing, the landscape of the modern day NBA. So, especially with Boston, you've been hearing a lot of teams trying to get under the second apron and the first apron. So, a lot of these trades that you're seeing, I mean, like, again, Boston, they was even, I heard, fielded offers for Jaylen Brown because of the money that he makes and the salary cap. So, you got to think that some of these moves, like, I think Vucevic is on his last year. Again, the way the NBA is set up now, it's becoming the NFL, the way they're trying to manage the money with the players, if that makes sense. So, a lot of these teams want to invest in lottery picks and draft picks to try to get a flash in the pan. Number one, maximize off of that. But, it's like with Vucevic, I don't know how much he moved the needle for them. Solid big, you know what I'm saying? But Chicago's also trying to clear the decks so that they could be a player in free agency this summer.
Yeah, you're right.
But Marsh, don't forget, when the season started, people were pretty surprised about how Chicago was playing. Yeah, they were thinking they were going to win the finals. They think they were.
But we talked about that, Mitch. We said, let's see what happens. And
we did say they were going to fall eventually because, look, Josh Giddey is not that type of player who's going to carry this team to the finals. And Vucevic,
he can be if you get him the right pieces.
True, yeah. But the issue with
they have a lot of guards now.
With the issue with the Bulls is kind of like what the Cavs are dealing with their bench is they have a lot of guards basically. Cavs are building a bench. Look, they have a lot of good guards that are good players, but it's not going to fit the lineup because they need backup players in each position basically. And the Chicago Bulls, they got Anthony Simons, they got Colin Sexton after trading Kobe White. They got Anthony.
They're trying to clear the decks. Think about it. Like, look at the players that they're picking up. They're not picking up players that are making them better. They're clearing the decks so that they can be players in free agency and try to do something. Like, I thought it would have been a good trade, but again, maybe for them, they're trying to start over. Yeah, I think they did get Jaden. Did they get Jaden Ivey?
Yeah, they did.
So he's a good young player to start with, to pair with him with Josh Giddey. Like A said. So again, and they got some good solid wing players too, young wing players. Now they just need a star. They need a star. So, and maybe if they tank this year or don't do so well, maybe they can get a big man in the draft or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. But also, what I think is with the Celtics, no one thought the Celtics, because Tatum was basically going to be out for the whole season, and people were thinking that the Celtics were not going to be that great. They're going to be in the 6th seed or 5th seed. But Celtics have been really good this season. Jaylen Brown's been playing like an all-star this year. And I'm not going to lie, with this trade, like I said it before, Vucevic improves their team because now they don't have to worry about Jaylen Brown, Pritchard, or Derek White scoring. Now,
but do you think he's a long-term solution? Is my question to you.
Yeah, but look, when Tatum comes back, that's basically like a team that can compete for a title. Because look, Celtics had Porzingis and he dealt with so many injuries. Vucevic is this type of player who will get into your team, does not get injured, he'll play, and actually...
but he don't defend. He's kind of like a Karl Anthony Towns, where the guy is a walking double-double, but he don't play no defense.
But Marsh, look, even though he can't defend, he still gets you the rebounds that you need. And look, around him, he has solid defenders. Brown can play defense, Derek White can play defense. When Tatum comes back, he can play defense as well, even though Tatum's not the greatest defender. Tatum can play defense. They got solid defenders. Even though Pritchard is not the best defender as well, same as Vucevic, but they still got defenders around them. They're fine. And their bench, that's the only thing they need to improve.
But they're not. I mean, they're a good team in the East, but I wouldn't call them the championship contending team.
When Tatum comes back, that's what I'm saying.
Even when he comes back, he's coming back off an Achilles. Like if you're expecting, Jason Tatum coming off an Achilles heel injury this year, I think you're gonna be disappointed.
The East is weak this year, though.
It is.
So,
even with the Knicks.
I mean, some nights they feel like a couple days ago they just got blown out by the Pistons. I don't think the Pistons are.
Well, they're number one in the East, though, right?
I know, but you could say the same about the Cavs last year, and they only went to the second rounds.
I mean, that's cool.
Before that, the Cavs lost in the first round. So,
we talking about right now, though. So if we're talking about right now,
kind of pat. Like you don't expect them. Like they're not playoff ready. I don't think so. The Pistons. I mean, they lost to the Knicks still in the playoffs, so I don't know.
In 7 games.
Yeah.
And a tough 7-game series that could have went either way. So let's not do that to the Pistons.
Marsh, I think we should move on to one more trade that wasn't really expecting to happen, but it did happen. Zubac going to Indiana, which
he did. Zubac got traded.
He got traded to Indiana for Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and like a couple of 2 firsts.
That's not bad. Again, like I said, the Clippers trying to clear the deck. They're gonna blow it up.
That's why I feel like when Halliburton comes back, and look, Halliburton's gonna come back. They can get a top 3 pick in the draft. They can either take Darion Peterson, Cameron Boozer, or AJ Devante if they have that pick, and then they're gonna have
or Caleb. Or Caleb, you know what I'm saying?
Caleb, whatever. Caleb will be good for them. So basically, they'll go scary next year. And plus, I know Halliburton is gonna want vengeance because he did make the final and then he got injured and then he lost. I know he would want to go and make it to the finals again, and with his new team.
Hope we get Zubac back. The Lakers, that's what we need.
Oh, damn, he not traded him at first. He was like young.
Yeah. Oh, so one last thing, because I know you watched boxing, Mitch. So before we get up, we want to talk about sports. What you guys think about the Shakur Stevenson Teofimo fight that happened last week?
Marsh, I do watch boxing, but I don't watch those type of boxers.
What you mean? Those are some of the best boxers in.
Well, listen, I only watch like Crawford, Canelo. Like those are the main fighters I watch. I don't watch these guys.
Even though that was a big fight, but
there are good fighters, but I'm not saying like they're terrible fighters. I just don't watch them.
All right, man. Where Chris at?
Chris, bring your ass here, bro. Pause.
Oh, I hear that. He said, "Bring your ass here." Pause.
I said that, bro. I said pause.
Yo, that's crazy.
I know. Oh, let me sit down to your Jesus. It's taking you that long to put a mic on?
Yo, Mitch, bring A up if you can.
Oh, he has to send a request.
I think George wants to smoke.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bring George up too.
Send request, bro. Hey, send. LOL, Mitch, you watch Paul, bro. I don't watch his Jake Paul. Why are you putting on his Drake drip on? George, shut up. Bro, you're broke. Act like he's straight, bro.
Chris Stops.
Iceman coming soon, man.
Yo, check this out. Hold on. You said this was your first college game you watched?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Exciting, right?
It started off like I ain't gonna lie. The pace of college is so slow, and how they score and how often they score. Yeah, Duke blew that game. Duke blew that game, and I commend North Carolina for sticking close. And
you better.
Yeah, and that game, like the game winner, like you don't expect. Whoa,
Georgie.
What up?
What up, bro? You got the fresh cut and all that?
Oh yeah.
What up, though?
Chilling at work.
Okay.
Damn, with that fresh cut, you still ugly, boy.
oh.
Yeah, hater. Yeah, but so again, this is not the college basketball that I grew up on because these kids are getting paid, but it was an exciting game, like, and I like the fact that they didn't give up. The kid Vasar, our big Paul, the white boy, he was getting punked in the first half by some niggas. They were just like, oh, he's soft. And he showed up in the second half. It was like he fought back, and I appreciate him, and he helped Caleb, and we hit some big shots in the second half, and we pulled out the win, and it was exciting. That's what like I said, not for nothing. That's like the biggest college game of the year. So you got your first taste of college basketball was, the biggest rivalry in college basketball ever. You know what I mean? So
I ain't gonna lie, it was dirt, man. I mean,
you liar, you was hype.
The pace of college, it's slow.
Now,
Like it seems like Duke was the better team, but it's like they didn't put them away fully, and North Carolina just stuck in the game like all the way through. Like they didn't put them away, and to see the game winner, like that was exciting. Like legit, that was my first ever game watched, and how fitting it was to be the greatest college basketball rivalry ever. So
You see what it is, UNC. Tired all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard the kid that was also in that North Carolina team was supposedly supposed to get picked up by North Carolina, and North Carolina stopped talking to him because they went after the Boozer brothers.
No, it was Duke. Like, so Caleb Wilson was getting recruited by Duke, and he said that.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah.
Once they approached him, they stopped contacting him. I guess I didn't know that they went after the Boozer brothers, but yeah, and they did, and he never forgot that. But their loss, our game. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, sometimes that's the only motivation you need for you to get your payback.
Yeah, but he ended up where he was supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
So wait, that was the championship? Was that the championship?
Nah, so basically, like I was telling Chris, like we gotta play them again in like 2 weeks. Like you know what I mean? So but that's probably gonna be the last game of both of our season. But being that we're the two-story college universities in the ACC, it's always a big deal. Like I said, this has been going back since Michael Jordan. Like all of everybody that played Carolina basketball, like Carolina Duke, like I was telling Chris, is the biggest college basketball. It's like Michigan, Ohio State in football.
Yeah.
I do know that Celtics, you know what I'm saying, type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know that Duke and North Carolina be going at it since like way back in the day.
Like even if we both suck, that's gonna be the best game of our season. We get up for that one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they both suck? Like
no, I'm saying like no matter how good either one of them are, bring Marie up. She said bring Marie up.
Is she here?
She said not today. She asked a question. I'll bring her up. But nah, I'm just saying like no matter they hate each other. Like I said, it's like the Lakers versus Celtics. Even if both teams suck, that day they're gonna show up to play their hardest. And then you're gonna get, you know what I'm saying, what you're looking for, you know? That type of thing.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that happened to college sports is
them getting paid?
Money getting involved, and money tarnishes the purity of the game.
Oh shit, look at my girl.
Wait.
Whoa, now you hiding?
Right. I wasn't expecting my camera to be on as soon as I turned it on.
No. Hold up though.
What's up? Hey,
hanging in there. But yeah, so you wanna you wanna pivot to what you wanna do first, Chris?
Let's get to the fall off. I got a lot to say.
Yeah.
So February 6th, the fall off officially dropped. It was a double disc. The double disc was listed as disc 29 and disc 39, which is the second part. From what I listened to, I'll just give this tidbit. 29 was him visiting Carolina, Fayetteville at that age, what it was like. So to me, this was a personal album speaking to Carolina. And
that's the second one, right?
Yeah, like both of the albums, both of the discs were revolved around going to Carolina at 29 and at 39. So February 6th, the album is out. I'll start with you, Marsh. Initial thoughts on the album itself. Did you listen to it in full?
Yeah, I did. So first, when I opened up, the song list, I was like, whoa, this basically said this 39, this 20. I didn't know that had that meaning. Like he's not 39 though, right?
He is.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's what that meant. So I
thought he was like 40 something.
No. Him and Drake are on the same age.
Drake is around 39.
I think Drake's younger than him by a year or two.
I'm gonna Google that right quick just so.
Yeah, it's a decade separated of him going to Carolina. A decade apart.
Yeah, I think J. Cole's older by like a couple years or something like that.
I didn't know he was 39, so I didn't know that had the 29 and the 39 had the meaning. Basically, what I thought it was, just based off the way the structure of the album went, it just seemed like a whole bunch of songs that he had sitting around. That's what I thought it was initially, personally. I probably like more songs off of 39 than I do 29. I think 39 is the first one, right?
No, 29 is the first one.
Yeah, like the only real song that I had to double back on the second one was the Villas. And that's because he took an old Mobb Deep beat. And the same thing, like, Who the Fuck Is You? Those are my two favorite songs on that album.
He's 41. He was born in 85.
Oh, wow. I didn't
41.
Damn.
He's young already.
He visited at the age of 39. That's what the message was.
Yeah, so I thought it was a J. Cole album. He had a lot of... I was just expecting more of him just spitting and rapping, but it wasn't a bad album. I'm not disappointed, but I just wanted to hear more songs like The Villas and Who the Fuck Is You, which is crazy because on both of those songs, he sampled Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? Those are my two favorite songs on the whole joint.
He had like a couple from like Lauryn Hill as well and Ludacris as well in there.
He did?
He did. If you listen closely.
There was a couple tracks that I liked. I actually gave it a shot. I mean, the first couple of tracks was like snooze. I was kind of snoozing through it, but as you go throughout the album, I thought it was all right.
Out of 24 tracks, I probably like maybe 10, 11. Not that I don't like the other ones. Not that I don't like the other ones, but those are the ones that stood out for me. It's not a bad album. I like some of the other stuff. Like I said, he wasn't rapping. He was making music, which I'll give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? He really just tried to, put out a good body of work. This is like, for me, this doesn't sound like he went in the studio and deliberately. I feel like he could have put out one album with like, he didn't need all 24. He could have put out.
Oh, he said he was working on the album for like 7 years. So it was just songs I guess he had hitting a way that he decided to come out with.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. If I had to say from 1 to 5, I'll probably give it a 3.5, 4.
Somebody said they missed us so much.
Yeah, I miss so much. But go ahead. Chris, you want to give your opinion?
Let me go.
What you think?
I'm a J. Cole fan. I love his music, period. There was some that was just a little too slow for me, but the others I enjoyed a lot.
Facts.
So, yeah. That's my guy.
Where are you from, Maria? You're from North Carolina, right?
I'm not from North Carolina. I live in North Carolina now. I'm from New York though.
You're from Fayetteville, right?
No,
I
she's from the
did.
Bronx. She's from the Bronx.
No, but I live legit like 30 minutes away. So
She knows J. Cole.
Oh, you was at the listening party.
No, I wish. I wouldn't really paid attention. I would have been there, but no.
Hey, what you thought?
Like Marie said, there was a couple slow tracks, which why I said like it was a couple. I was snoozing in the beginning, but then it kind of picked up. So I agree with you. Out of the 24 tracks, I fucked with about like 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I do also rate it a 3.5 out of 5. So I mean, I think it could have been better, especially that he was working on it for such a long damn time. But
it's just because I feel like he's more of one of those lyrical people than he is about making music that you will party in a club to.
His EP was better though,
and it's harder for people to understand that kind of thing.
His EP was harder.
But even Marie, like, like on the slower songs, he wasn't. Yeah, pause. On the EP, on this album, even on the slower songs, he wasn't. I mean, he was making music. Like, I think what you're trying to say, he's more of an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, depending on what, like on certain beats, he's gonna be lyrical and more aggressive lyrically. But then on other things, he's probably gonna be more artistic when it comes to the music. If that makes sense.
I think that's like a key point of why he called it the fall off. Like basically because it's like either you gonna fuck with it or you not. So this could be my rise or it's gonna be my knockoff, pretty much.
That's a good point.
Because it's really, I feel like this is the music. You could feel like this is the music he enjoys doing. Like he personally enjoys doing. He's never been too much of the club bopper kind of people or the too sad or too anything. It was just about what he can necessarily just get out.
This was the J. Cole album. Man. You're right.
I enjoyed it.
It was good. I like that.
Chris, let's hear.
Chris about to go in because just.
I see George chirping in the comments. Let me speak to you first. I don't want to fall prisoner to the moment and judge this album so quickly because he actually addressed the fact that a lot of hip hop media tend to just judge these albums so quickly, and you have to really truly live with the album. And I will continue to do that, but just based on my first listen, this was
how many times you listened to it?
I listened to it on both albums, but
Yeah.
I tried to like pinpoint the disc 1 first, and then go to disc 2 at least twice. But what I got from the album was this was like a ode to Carolina, Fayetteville. If you listen to the first disc, it was a lot of personal songs. He even went as far as addressing local people that talk shit. He went in on somebody on Poor Thing, just addressing just a local hater. He went crazy on him. And in terms of I liked Brunson Road Blues, was it?
Yeah, the Bussy Bully Blues.
Amazing.
That was good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
It's an amazing song. I think the 2 songs that had features on them were the features. The first one was the 3rd track. It had feature on it, and then there was the Bunsen Road Flow vibe.
That was
It had Thames and Future on it. I do believe there should have been more features on it. I'm going to give this a few more listens, but I'll say this: very anticlimactic in terms of a alleged last album. I don't believe it'll be his last album, but
I hope not.
very monotone. J. Cole is one of the best storytellers. I feel like he did his best at giving his vivid stories of Carolina and from age 29 to 39, and
Was I not enjoying 2-6 though? Because that was my shit.
2-6 was good. I actually enjoyed 2-6. I like the first disc more than the second. I think the first disc was
Yeah, I think I
agree.
listened to it the first time and then like the first album I took 2 days and I listened to the first one and then when I listened to the second one I feel like I went back to listen to more of the first.
I like more songs off the first album,
the
first set.
the first half. Had
Who the fuck is you is another one. Is
it had the better songs.
Yeah, that song was fire.
Yeah, that one was good. Yeah, it's still good.
The first disc had the better songs, and I'll end it with this. I truly believe that J. Cole is like he's lost the fire when it comes to hip hop. If you listen to the songs, he's over all of it. He doesn't like the fame aspect of it all.
He wants to be a regular person.
Yes, and if this is truly his last album, I get it because that's what it was given. The whole album, the vibe was just, I'm done with all this. The fame is not all it's worked up to be. I'm just a person from Fayetteville who had to get out of that local market to really ascend, and he did that. And then when he got to the top, and that speaks to the last track, Lonely at the Top on the first disc, he's just speaking to like, yo, this shit is just weird when it gets to the top. It's just like, it's not all it's worked up to be. And rapping and storytelling wise, it's great. I would have liked to see more features. I think the features that were on the album, like the Burna Boy song on the second album, I love that song, Only You. The Future and Thames song, I loved it. And the Future track on the beginning half, like
Life Sentence was really good too.
Life Sentence.
Yeah, that was cool.
He referenced marriage being a life sentence. I just like, this is.
Was it a bad album to you guys?
You can never.
This is not a bad album. I just feel like it was. I think he just pulled himself from what everybody else is doing, and he just was like, "This is gonna be the music of what I want to make and what I want to talk about, and I don't care if you don't fucking like it."
He got enough.
And I feel like that's always kind of been him in a way. That's really always kind of been him. But I guess like just like every artist coming out, you have to appeal to society for a little bit before you could become on your own. And I feel like that's what he was doing, and he got tired of it. Like he don't want to have to really work with anybody's expectations or have to go by anybody's rules anymore. It's just about him being him. And if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. You don't, you don't.
Yeah, I truly respect that aspect of it. Like I can say all I want about it, but this is a weird take. But J. Cole is just that. He's the greatest rapper, if not one of the greatest rappers. But he's just that. You know, in terms of song making ability, I don't think he's the best at it. But this is J. Cole. Like anybody who anybody who truly follows J. Cole, this was an album for you.
No, but what I'm saying is the reason why I say like, but you got to think about how much input J. Cole has in his music. He do the beats, he write the rhymes, so it's just like
that's the problem.
But at the same time, I would say at the same time when you say creating music, like these niggas just rap. Like he's start to finish. It's like when you hear his product, it's like that's all him. Like that to me, that's one of the things that gives him a little bit of notch over them, if that makes sense.
Because I mean, you can't really say that to any other rapper that they're not fucking one changing their flow to appeal to media, two not writing their shit, or three making their own beats.
Yeah, like he's like, and then that's another thing. I mean, I fuck with Drake, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, but there's been one of those things where people say he don't write all his rhymes, you know what I'm saying? And he also said that Kendrick don't write all his rhymes. But that's the one thing that you never heard anybody ever say about J. Cole. Is that
I never heard that about Kendrick, but I know for the most part, I know that Drake did almost all his rhymes. I know some club bangers that he did not do.
They said
or some singing parts that he didn't do, like he didn't write. He just
they said that Daylight said it too, that he wrote the Meek Mill disc. And then, you know, the Quentin Millers of the world and all of those other people that come out. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, somewhat credible, but you know, do we really care? But,
no, that's what I'm saying, because you know it's good music. As long as it's good, what does it really matter? Because look how much people talk about like Sexy Red and how ghetto and ratchet she is, but are they still not bumping her music?
That's Marsha's favorite rapper. Chill.
And they just be enjoying her shit.
But see, Marie, thank you, yo, calm me down. You gotta tell these niggas, they too, you know, I don't want to call it, but when you get in certain situations, like, you know, that shit bump, right? Right or wrong? When you be in certain
when it's just when you had a couple of drinks, you know, like when you just want to be
hang with bad bitch.
Y'all like y'all can't get ghetto. That's what I was
like just have fun with it. It's not something you like legit. Like if y'all in an argument about who's the best female rapper, you're not gonna go ahead and say Sexy Red, but you just gonna be like, yo, just for a funny time, a good time. You got a few drinks and you shit. Turn that ass over.
You say you don't. You say you don't. Or you do.
I do.
No. Well,
I said you say you fuck with Sexy Red or you don't?
I do fuck with Sexy Red. Like, you know, like you said, like when you got a couple drinks and you at the club and you hear Sexy Red come through, like, you know, you're like, hey, you do a little head bob, you know what I mean? Pause. But
listen,
is she the greatest to listen to? Like her lyrics?
Absolutely not.
I'll be like, if I'm not turned, I won't listen to her. Like it's not like I'm not gonna be like on a random like in my car drive kind of thing. But like if we're out in a spot and we chilling and I'm drinking and they play it, I'm not gonna be like, turn it off. Like I'm gonna
be like, turn that shit up, right?
Yeah, just have a good time.
Nah, like there's levels to music, and I understand what Marsha's saying, but I will never get jiggy to Sexy Red. If I see you moving,
the fact that you said get jiggy is a problem.
If I see you move a limb to Sexy Red, I'm gonna judge you. I'd rather listen to Tekashi.
Wow.
No.
That's not even music.
Sexy Red right now. She got a couple bangers, bro.
I just say Tekashi's music. There's one song.
Back in the day,
One song that he have that you would bob to.
A lot.
I think you talking to Chris.
Really? He got Rondo.
I don't even know what those songs are. That was a stupid
Tory
question.
Lanez. Like he got better songs than.
Can I make an inference though? This might be controversial, but fuck it, we on the pod. This might be an inference. Chris don't really got no hood in him. Like me, you, and A, we got it came from the trap. You know what I'm saying? So that's
he's a certified white boy. We got it.
Yeah, so
I'm from Gunset. Stop.
Whatever.
But you was never outside is the problem.
A is not from the trap either.
Chris is black with the trap. I live in real. Come on.
A is not from the trap.
All right. Chris never came to the P's. Once I moved to the P's, Chris stopped pulling up. Once I moved to the P's, Chris is like, yo, it was nice being your friend.
I would call A like, yo, there's like 30 heads in front of your building. I'm not going
not Chris being scared.
So my point was what I'm saying, being in certain elements that we grew up in, even though Sexy Red is our first choice, but you know, we get a little ratchet sometimes. You feel me?
It's just like, it's just for fun.
What's your favorite lyric, Marsh?
I don't have a favorite lyric. I
just like when she goes, bow, 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 bow.
I think it's the Booty Hole Brown line. Like,
no, not even. Not even. My favorite song by Sexy Red, by the way, is the one she got with Drake. So
which one?
You know,
what's that shit called?
What's it called?
Rich Baby Daddy or some shit like that?
Yeah, Rich Baby Daddy, yeah.
I fuck with that song.
With Drake. But again, like I said, when you be having like Marie said, you got a couple drinks and you in a hood spot, and that shit going off, like, okay, you
it's gonna hit. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Chris is sitting in he judges us. He sits in the corner like, oh my God, these ghetto people.
Nah, bro. All the girls are gonna be bobbing to it, bro. They're gonna be like,
I always said that it's good ratchet music. Like, again, I'm not saying Cardi B is a good artist, but when it's ratchet and it's fun and you're having a good time, it is what it is. Like,
that's a fact.
I fucking hate Cardi B, but you know what? She makes good music sometimes.
It's
I
just
like
with a
the
good
Cardi B.
time. Like I'm not listening to it. Like it's not on my playlist. I'm not. She's not in my fucking Apple library. But like if it came on and I heard it and I was bopping to it, why not? Real quick.
Though Cardi B's first album, which is the only album she dropped,
I'm
was
listening
pretty
to
high.
Cardi, bro, before Sexy Red. Her first album went like
Makes sense.
10
That's her
times
Latino
platinum.
roots. You know
It
what
went
I'm
10
saying?
times platinum, and there's like good songs with Bad Bunny and J Balvin and all that. There's like good songs on
I
there.
think that's the only song I have of Cardi on my phone.
Let me ask you a question. Like, do you listen to underground music or do you listen to mostly mainstream music?
I don't listen
Chris only listens to Drake.
I don't listen to many music nowadays.
That's
If
true.
anything, I'm going back to the well. Like
No, I
anything
mean,
that I know is
get that,
familiar.
but I'm saying, do you listen to like more contemporary music or more like underground? Because like it's certain artists like outside, like most of the artists, you're right. We can agree that most of the artists that come out today, we're not fans of. You know, maybe they have a song here and there, and it's cool. But like Chris said, we pretty much sticking to the people that we been listening to and probably going to their older stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure. I just feel like new music these days. I feel like Sexy Red is a CIA.
Oh my God.
She's a psyop. She's brought into this world to bring down every daughter of this world and just horrorize the youth. I feel like she's bad for the youth.
And you think Nicki Minaj is any better?
She's bad too because she's still talking about her pussy at age 40 something.
Lil' Kim?
I mean, if you want to get to it, all female rappers talk about their pussy.
It's so vulgar. At least put it in a rhyme scheme that is something like
you want Lauryn Hill kind of rap.
Yeah.
No, but Chris, you do understand this is a business, and like with certain artists, like they don't have Lauryn Hill reach, so it's like the label has to get what they can out of these artists. So
And the ratchet is winning.
Yeah, it's like what sells right now.
I mean, it's always
Talking about your pussy, talking about you fucking shaking your ass and drugs, all that. Right now, that sells. Everybody.
I haven't heard a female artist that came out with a rap song that was like real, like
Rhapsody, but that's why she don't. I think credibility wise, from the artistic aspect, we give Rhapsody respect, but I think she doesn't get the mainstream popularity because she's not talking about that.
Gosh, I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't even know who that is.
I mean,
Yeah, me either. I don't
She's
know.
from North Carolina too. Matter of
Oh,
fact,
I don't even know who that is.
Artists like
you know who
Rhapsody
is, Chris?
Artists like Rhapsody get limited
She get
bandwidth.
nominated for Grammys and shit. Like she.
Oh no.
But they get limited bandwidth because of that reason. They're not speaking that horror shit, and they actually have a talent in rapping and all that stuff. And you know what's funny? Billie Eilish, she came up on my Spotify when I was listening to J. Cole. Like it just shuffled to like Billie Eilish, like Birds of a Feather song. Like that song is fire. I was like, there's a lot of songs you can listen to that are not like just poisoning your brain.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, I guess I'm more like that because I listen to any kind of like genre. I don't really care.
Yeah, music is music, but
Yeah, like
yeah.
Yeah, as I got older, I'm swaying away from that whole ratchet shit, and I'm starting to like more alternative music, more than hip hop and rap music.
I feel like I always liked that kind of music. It was just like
environment.
Yeah, like I didn't want nobody to know I was listening to that type of shit. Like I'll be dead in my room listening to Sam Cooke, and then somebody come in, I turn that shit off in a second. Like, yeah, what's up?
That's deep. That's deep.
I mean, like you know,
I mean,
Frank Ocean. Sam Cooke, girl. You talking about the old black man Sam Cooke?
Frank Ocean.
I was born by the river.
Oh,
Frank Ocean talking about sucking cock on a song, but it sounds beautiful. But I don't mean.
Wait,
what song is that?
Nah.
Never.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there, Chris.
Before you knew Frank Ocean was gay, that song I've been thinking about is an amazing song.
Nah,
he's talking about a man in that song.
What song?
Whoa, think about you. It's like one of his greatest songs.
I've been thinking about you.
Oh,
that's about a man.
I didn't know he was even gay, bro.
He's gay.
Everybody knows he's gay. He's openly
I
gay.
didn't fucking know. I don't care that much to know about them really, but damn. So what? You just thinking about it.
All jokes aside, Marsh, we judge you for listening to that, but there's levels to music, and we can categorize each.
You don't judge me for that shit, nigga.
I'm not gonna,
No,
I'm judging you.
I'm with Marsh.
If he bumps into me while listening to Sexy Red, don't touch my shoulder when that's.
Yo, personally, but here's the thing: if you start going up when they play Tekashi 69, nigga, I'm like, I don't know that dude, bro.
Yeah, I'm walking away from you.
I don't know that dude, bro.
Tekashi went like 11 for 11 his first 11 songs.
Yeah, you're bugging. But anyway,
You got to give Tekashi his flowers, man. He did his thing when he first came out.
But one day he got tattooed on his face, he got it. He don't need no more.
Word, that nigga don't deserve no fucking flowers.
He's too prideful to even admit that.
Look, I'm with y'all when it comes to like, all right, I'll listen to Sexy Red if we're drinking and there's shorties around, you know what I mean? But I'm also with Chris, like back in the day when Tekashi first came out, I was like, damn.
I've never liked
that. It was fire.
No, I never liked his. I never liked his music.
What?
And I always was like, what is it with this fucking kid and his rainbow hair? Like, why is he everywhere? And I couldn't.
Nah, that song when he came out with Anuel, Bebe.
Yes.
Yo, that shit was a hit. What?
No, I
what
never
about that
heard
other
it.
one?
I don't even know what that means,
I just remember the beat.
That's Mala. That's called Mala.
Yeah, facts.
Now Chris Latino and shit.
Yeah, now you want to bring out his Spanish side and say
Before
Spanish.
You can't wait for Bad Bunny tomorrow.
I cannot wait.
I'm
gonna go watch the Amerifest
I don't care
halftime
about
show.
who's playing. I don't even know who's playing.
I'm gonna watch Kid Rock.
You sound like you see Kid Rock? You bugging, bro.
The American halftime show.
I'm going to the American halftime show.
You need to come on camera and put your hat on since you do that. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all talking about that?
I listened to Kid Rock growing up. But
I did. Marie.
I listened to Kid Rock growing up.
Marie, you hear this shit?
George too. He better not admit it, but he did too.
No,
He's the one that put you on.
No, sir.
We both listen to rock music coming
He said you just said
I listen to rock music, but not Kid Rock.
Yeah, not Kid Rock. And remember, he was a rapper first.
Yeah, it was like a rap rock alternative thing.
Yeah,
I did not fuck with Kid Rock, but once because here's the thing with Kid Rock. He was kind of like, he claimed, he's from Detroit, which he wasn't. He was from the suburbs. He came from a family with money, all of that stuff. But he used to he used the game. He used to fuck with a lot of black people. I think his first baby mom is black. Then all of a sudden, he's a country boy, and now this nigga drinking fucking Milwaukee Budweisers and shit. And
He's from Tennessee.
Cowboy boots. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, he's not. He's from Michigan.
He got my fault. He got a whole bar in Tennessee. I mean,
he's from rural Michigan.
George said Kid Rock's the greatest. He had a great album back in the day before he went like full MAGA. Like, we didn't know. He don't even hide it. He doesn't hide it.
Nah, hell no. That guy's full blown.
No,
what does Trump call him? I think Trump calls him. Fuck, I forgot the name.
But the problem with that is like he grifted off the black community earlier in his career.
So did Pitbull.
No, he didn't.
Pitbull was a rapper at first, and then he went full mainstream, making songs with Neo, New Year's Eve every time.
Yeah, but Pitbull was all about
Latin. He knew what worked for him, and he knew what was getting him money and what wasn't. So if you had to move, you had to move.
And he from the hood, so you know what I mean, from the hood for real.
He got that pop check. That pop check. He wore suits from that day on.
I would too. I mean, if he was freaking washing dishes in Miami.
Like Flow Rider, right? Not for nothing. Flow Rider, lyrically, he's nice, right?
He got some good songs.
He made once he crossed over with mainstream. That nigga didn't give a fuck no more because lyrically niggas can't fuck with him. But he was like, "This where the money at." I'm not even mad at a nigga like Flow Rider, like you know.
Word. He be doing concerts for Fox and shit.
But he's lyrically nice. He can rap. You know what I'm saying?
Well, his dance music is what you want to do. Then that's what you got to do.
You see, look what George said. He said Beyonce went country. What you got to say about that?
She's a grifter. She's a grifter as well.
Yeah, she's a fucking culture vulture, bro.
She's not. She's from Texas.
She's a culture vulture, bro.
She's
I don't want to even hear it. Beyonce got bigger problems to deal with than this whole.
You know, what's another example of that? Like French Montana. I think he was a decent rapper, but once he kind of got on that Weekend Wave song, and he started to see what the numbers was doing, he started putting up. That made French a different artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, French.
I haven't listened to like a French Montana song in so long.
French is classic. His mixtapes are classic. He started off as a rap. He started off rapping, and then he kind of went to the pop space, and he's dating.
He's trying to get Max there now, but you know.
Now he's dating
Dubai. SMXB came out with that freestyle. I damn near choked.
Which one? The Vaseline?
But they got a hit right
now.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
That was a classic. Me and Chris used to listen to that shit back in the day.
Facts, man.
Facts.
French Montana. He's dating the Dubai princess right now. He's up.
You know he's African, right?
Yeah, Moroccan.
Yeah.
They used to call me French Montana.
No one called you that shit.
Yeah, bro. Hey, tell him, man. Oh, look at Nick's in the chat.
I'm fucking dead, yo.
Nick.
That's our boy.
All right, later.
Well, I can't see our conversation.
So, y'all introduced an interesting point that I think we should talk about. Maybe we can pivot from the J. Cole thing. But so we talked about this months ago, you know. But you guys said y'all highly anticipating what's the Bad Bunny tomorrow?
Bad Bunny for the halftime show. I'm gonna be watching the Kid Rock American halftime show.
So you're not gonna watch Bad Bunny?
Nah, Bad Bunny.
I ain't gonna lie. Seattle and Patriots. I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to Bad Bunny.
That's what she's doing for.
I don't even know who's even playing. All I know is that I'm stopping everything I'm doing just to watch Bad Bunny, and then I'm gonna get the fuck back to whatever.
But you know what they said though? You know what they said though? Like they did I don't know if you back on your Marine Media shit, but if you could pull this up, they did a poll, right? Where they show how many people.
Why are you giggling?
No, they
I know you're not ready.
No, that's cool. She always ready. You know what I'm saying?
She got the pad.
She got the
but you
iPod,
know what?
Remember? You know what I'm saying? She got the iPod out. You know
because it's Bad Bunny's playing, it's going to be one of the most viewed halftime shows ever. Because you know how much Spanish audience is going to just tune in just for the fucking halftime show?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when you see the numbers, they said like the people that are tuning into the Super Bowl, like none of us really care about who the fuck is playing, but most people are they tuning in for the halftime show.
I'm not even
gonna see the abuelas that just watch Noticias and Telemundo just tune into that show real quick. Nah, that does.
All right, so the poll right now is 94% is watching for the game. 24% is wanting to watch the halftime show. 21% is the commercial. I don't know why. And then 6% is they don't know.
I thought it was. I saw some shit.
Listen, I'm happy they doubled down on the decision. They didn't.
That's on the ESPN
They didn't listen to the
website.
noise about the decision. They kept Bad Bunny. If he comes out in a dress, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, man.
But for real,
He's just making like that's just a mockery out of kind of like us Latinos. You feel me? Like, come on, you come out in a dress, man.
Oh, I'm dressed up.
I wouldn't be mad if he went out there and said fuck ISIS or like some super like political message.
Well, why not bring him in coming out in a dress? Well, when the fuck he came out in a dress before?
He has videos.
And videos.
He has done funny videos where he dresses like a female, but I will say
with a whole drag and putting on like.
I would say I'm not gonna hold you, and this is why I personally don't really have interest in Puerto Rican men, especially off the island. They do have a bit of femininity to them that is like a little heightened than most men.
That's just Bad Bunny.
Not saying that they're gay, but I've seen people on the island with their belly button pierced and their nipples pierced, and they get their hair dyed a certain way. Why are you laughing?
You don't have that DR?
And DR, no.
DR
like,
sure.
don't get me wrong, they will wear you some tight ass pants, but they're not gay. Like, you know,
and they would do their eyebrows too, but you know.
But it's like, But you wouldn't see them with their belly buttons pierced. You know, you wouldn't see them wearing crop tops and shit like that. Like,
you said Puerto Rican men, the Puerto Rican culture allows men to be a little bit more.
Yeah, like they're a little more, and then you have some of them that talk a little sassy, and then it's just like, you know, whatever. Like that's just the way that they are.
I'm not gonna let that. This is one time I'm around.
George said Dominicans are the most drags out there. What are you talking about?
That's a lie.
He did. Bro, both sides have that stuff.
I'm talking solely about the island. I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about like when you see them in the native island and how they move and how they. That's what I mostly see from Puerto Rican men.
It's gay people everywhere. You know,
they could be gay everywhere too, but I know I had this boy that had a crush on me for a little while, and I was like, when I was a teenager, he was Puerto Rican, and then he had told me he wanted to get his belly button pierced, and I was like, why? And he's like, everybody gets their belly button pierced, and I was like, bitch, the girls or the guys? That's not a thing. And he's like, and then he was like, no, everybody back home got their belly button pierced, and I was like, no, but we don't do that out here. Like that's not what we do. And he's like, no, it's just like, you know, whatever.
You know, but if Bad Bunny wants to come out and say like, you know, his little political thing and say like about the whole immigrants and the ICE thing, then I'll kind of like, you know, like it. But if he comes out looking kind of like a female kind of like then I'm gonna be like.
But he's been proactive in the, you know, I don't want to say the letters wrong, but y'all know who I'm talking about, community.
Bad people.
Those people. But he's a bit activist for them. I don't think he's gay or anything, but he does like to just kind of push the boundary to be like, oh look, what's the big deal, kind of ordeal. But I personally hope that he wouldn't, because I feel like there's a lot going on with just alone him doing this performance. And I feel like it's going to be like it will be too much if he did that.
Listen, if he comes out in a wig and a dress, that lets me know that they got in his ear and said, you better not speak on ICE. So if he speaks on fuck ICE and all that stuff, that lets me know that he's rebelling and he's not, you know.
He sees what's happening. He sees what's happening to his people. You feel me? Like he's you know, he's being a Latino. He's being
So I got
sticking up for what's happening. You feel me? But
I respect if he does.
So I got two questions, right? Being that we all Latino here to a certain degree, right?
You, Mark?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican.
Don't be denouncing your shit. Now you want to stick up on your shit.
I'm black first, nigga, because like if they
Mark, you didn't even tell me you're Puerto Rican. What?
He's bullshit.
I'm not bullshit.
Now you want to be on Vida La Mafo?
I need to see a Puerto Rican flag in the back next week, man.
I'm not doing that.
He's marching low. He said,
check this out.
Leave him alone.
If the cops chasing me, they're not gonna say Puerto Rican man. They're gonna say black man. So I'm black first.
They're
gonna say the black man with the 15% of Puerto Rican in him running around somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm saying as Latinos, like, I mean, again, I honestly, what are you laughing for? I'm saying, like, how do we feel about ICE though? Like, are we just okay with it, or do we realize that? I mean, how do we feel about ICE?
Fuck ICE.
Hold on, let Chris go first.
Whoa. Let's be real. Whatever he says up there, it's not going to change anything.
That's not what I asked you.
You asked me. Oh, damn.
I don't like ICE. I don't like the new. I've lost all translation in what the protocol is. I feel like they're being lawless and what they're doing. They become actually lazy in their protocol, because it's like, at least I would expect them to do their research and approach people and capture people that actually have some like criminals, right? Like criminals. But I feel like what they're doing is like, you know how you play that game and you put a quarter in and you got to put the hook in, and they're just grabbing everybody and anybody, and then they're going to say, then they'll do the research. So that makes it lazy work and it makes it lawless. And the fact that there's lives being lost in the process, I don't like that. I don't like that. So we got to get back to what ICE was really enforced for, and what it is now is just like, I feel like they feel brazen to do these things. I don't know from what, maybe from the orders that they're given. Who knows? But I don't like it.
Maury?
Fuck ICE. ICE can kiss my ass, and everything that they're doing to our country and to our people is disgusting. And I hope they all end up in the blue parts of hell.
That's it. Yep. So,
so with ICE, if I'm not mistaken, ICE has been out. They've been out since the Obama administration. Yeah. And if we're looking at stats, ICE was more heavily influenced in deportating, migrants, immigrants. In that time, I think they deportated about almost 4 million or something like that, right? In this administration, we still in the 100,000s or some shit like that, right? And but what makes ICE so visible now is that everybody's covering what's happening in this administration. Before, in the Biden administration, Biden can literally walk anywhere and there's no type of traction. Nobody really wants to cover it. But because Trump is in administration right now, it just heightens everything that comes upon him. And what's happening with ICE right now, ICE is just looking very bad. ICE is just.
I think I don't think that's quite accurate. What you're saying.
I like
Yes,
icing
sir.
on drink, not.
But ice
Just
right now
because,
just looking just real.
no, what you're saying is that they always been here, but because
Yes.
Trump is in office, they're being a little more highlighted than they were when other people were
Yes.
president.
100% agree.
That's
But
true. That's
I
true.
think it's not that
It is
it
true.
didn't. It's not that they didn't exist or anything like that. It's the distastefulness that's going on with ICE since he's been president.
So if
Because
we know,
we didn't see ICE ripping people out of their homes or
so ICE
out of
will
their
put
cars
these.
and
Remember the
stuff.
cages? Do you remember kids being in cages?
I
That was
remember.
during the whole Obama administration, going to Joe Biden's as well too. They ripped apart families. There's kids that were just being trafficked and human sex trafficked, not being found and being found dead as well too. So all of that was happening as well too. Just because everything is being heightened right now, we're seeing the real kind of like the real bad things that happens behind the scenes as well too. So do I like what's happening? No, of course not. This shit's been happening. So like just because we're seeing it more now, just as what we were seeing with Gaza, we're seeing it more now. There's more cameras on everything, and you know what? We're living in the age of people being awakened. People are fucking finally opening up their eyes and seeing what's happening in the world, not in just our nation, but in the world in general. Yeah, there's bad shit happening, but you know what I mean? Like, do I like what ICE is being represented for? No, I don't. And you know what? I've been not like this. I've been not like this since the whole Obama administration, ripping apart families, kids getting human sex trafficking. This is why everything is coming out right now too, with the whole Jeff Epstein files and everything. Everything is being now visualized and seen and put into the spotlight. This is the whole age of awakeness, and this is why we're going to be heading into a civil war. That you're going to have your people who agree with what's happening and people who disagree at what's happening and who are actually seeing shit for the way it is.
Yeah, I'm so ready for a civil war. I got the guns for it.
No, you
For me, so
wild.
like this is what we're heading into. So don't be surprised if that shit really does happen. I've been.
I would. I mean, I would. I'm not saying
Nah.
we should.
Nah, you went crazy. I respect it.
Yeah.
My fault.
I'll give my not your fault. You did your thing, bro. I
But I
appreciate
told you
it.
for that.
AO,
Yeah,
AO,
George said
AO.
preach, but you still like sexy red.
But so here's my thing. Here's my thing with the ICE. I feel like you said some real shit with the Obama administration, but let's give some clarity to some of the stuff. But even though it just looks bad, but the crazy thing about this is just like I think America doesn't understand how much immigrants or migrants contribute to this country and make.
For sure, and you know what's crazy? I think they've been deportating like the migrants and stuff like that, but what's happening in the killings and stuff, it hasn't been a migrant. It was really just white people that was getting shot.
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying like, here's the thing. On average, most immigrants, even if undocumented or going through the process of trying to get into this country, most of those people aren't committing crimes. You know what I'm saying? At least with the Obama administration, regardless of what people want to say, how it looked, he deported more violent criminal immigrants than what they're doing now. So it's like if we're looking at what it is that Trump's saying, he was going to deport all of the drug dealers and all these people. He's not doing that. He's just running up. Like he's going to the fucking Home Depots and trying to fucking get day laborers. That's trying to get money to feed their family. And you know what I'm saying? They're not committing no crimes. Like you going after the wrong people. And like even some of his business people, like nigga, you fucking my shit up because these farmers and all of these things, like they're losing money because they don't have the workforce.
It's been happening, bro. All this shit's been happening.
So with
If you look at the stats was more back in the day than it is right now. It's increasing, yeah. But like I said, because of who's president, everything is heightened.
yeah, but hey, what I'm saying to you is that,
bro, Trump needs to walk with a shield in front of his face in order to talk.
Hey, I hear you, but what I'm saying to you is that people, the right tries to use the fact that Barack deported the most immigrants, out of the recent history. But here's the thing: Trump ran on cleaning up immigration, and it's just like what it looks like. It's not what he said he was trying to be. He said he was going after the most violent criminals and all that stuff. They going after anybody that got an immigration case. They're not trying to weed out the worst of the worst and then give the people that are trying to do the right thing opportunities. That's the one thing that they don't mention about Barack. Yes, he deported the most people, but he also created solutions to try to get the people that were trying to do it the right way opportunities to come in, like the DACA program with the Dreamers and all these different things. He created opportunities in situations where, like, if you're trying to do the right thing, we're gonna try to make it easier for you.
I believe what was happening was it was just more of an open border policy during those administrations where anybody could try to come in.
But like I said to you earlier, with the open border policy, the reason why the border is that open is because America realized that there's a certain amount of work or whatever you want to call production that like there's no more slavery. There's no more like and even though technology is there, we can't automate agriculture. There's certain things that you can't automate, but you need bodies.
Do you think the open border policy was a good thing, or do you think because we're closing the border is a bad thing?
It's a good thing in the sense that here's the thing: you get more bodies that are willing to do work that is necessary from standpoints that are still necessary, agriculture, farming. That thing we need that. Unless like if you're living, there's no way to you can't expedite making hamburgers or producing cows.
So you do agree that there should be a legal way for people to come into our country, then, right?
No, there is a legal way, but you can't. But it's not.
They make it damn near impossible to do. Is what
right. The process is to expedite the amount of people that we need to produce that labor is impossible, right? So again, now people go about things doing illegally. Most of the people that are coming in are not committing crimes. They're not cartel members. They're not selling fentanyl.
They're just doing the jobs that nobody else wants to do here.
Right. So here's the thing. And then here's the thing. You talking about going after fucking Venezuela when, nigga, you ran on cutting the fentanyl. The fentanyl's coming from Mexico. Fucking Venezuela.
Oh man, nah, that's a whole nother different story, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is they paint a picture of.
Why Chris closed his eyes gently when I said that's a whole different other story?
I just rolled into a whole fucking
No,
rabbit hole.
no,
That's
a whole nother rabbit hole.
I want to ask all this because as Latinos, this is the problem that I have. Where it's like, here's the thing. They label us all as either day laborers or fucking drug dealers. That's the way they look at Latinos. And that's why ICE is going out there with the approach that they have. So it's like, as Latinos, we already gave our opinion about ICE, but we got to acknowledge that that's an aspect of what their marching orders are. Let's start with you, Chris. To that you said.
I think it's a mixture of both. It's like, here are these people getting orders, and then you have to actually individualize each person who has their own views. So it's like, you don't know what the orders mix with their views. Like, that gives them the power. That's just the power for them to move almost like bulletproof. I'm going to do whatever it needs to be done. And I think based on an individual to individual basis, based on that person's views, and like what we're seeing, people are losing their lives. Why is it that it has to go to a loss of life? Why aren't there other steps in between to capture people? Even if you were capturing someone that on the basis of you didn't know whether they were illegal or not, why does it have to end up in loss of life? Why is it that people are so trigger happy? And I'll speak to what George said in the comments. He's like, these people are getting these jobs, and these are people that are dealing with dynamics and trauma from their past life, from how they were bullied, and a lot of stuff goes into these people pulling the trigger.
But let's not run away from the elephant in the room where, like I said, nigga, they look at us Latinos as either drug dealers or fucking day laborers. And you don't think that has a lot to do with their approach on why they hunting people down like that?
I think it's both. I think when the president gives you an order to do as need be, on top of them having that view, it's a mixture for disaster. It absolutely is. If they're looking at us through that scope, and then they're getting the orders to do so, that is a mixture for chaos. And it's scary to think. And I get what A is saying. He's saying because it's Trump in office, there's a higher beam on what he's doing. But statistically, Obama was doing the same. This has been happening, but it's been hidden. They control what we see. Just think about that. They control what we see. But because it's Trump, now it's like, oh, let's turn the light to what Trump's doing. That's why it's that way. I don't agree with what ICE is doing. I don't agree what Trump's orders are or whatever he's saying to them.
Stephen Miller too,
but the orders in which they're getting, it's being highlighted to the 10th degree because it's Trump. That's all I'm saying. He has a point in that. All of it is wrong, whether it was Obama or Trump. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Marie. So what do you say to what we talking about? Like as far as like I said, they look at us as like fucking, like I said, either day laborers or drug dealers. Like any Hispanic person that's doing well for themselves, nigga, they gotta be doing some. So like, and the fact that they don't like, how do we accept that? And how do we look at that?
It's not nothing new. They've always looked at not just Latinos, any other that isn't them as different. We're supposed to be anything. If we're nothing like them, then we're just lazy, ghetto, and stupid. And it's always kind of been like that dynamic with them. So it's just like, again, we at the lowest employment. There's no work, but they're kicking so many people out, but nobody wants to do the work that they're kicking the people out to do, which makes no sense. When these people only came here to work, to do the job, so to take care of their families, they make it damn near impossible to stay in the country, and then they make it damn near impossible to get in the country. They want them to be here legally, like they said, but they come up with every excuse of why they shouldn't be here or why they can't be here. Which again, it just makes no sense. And the fact, just the matter is, I understand with the resources that we have in the United States, we don't have much because we're not the greatest country, and despite what everybody thinks, we're not a good country altogether.
It's about time us Latinos get the shine.
You finished, Marie, or you have more to say?
I did, but I forgot. But go ahead.
So your opinion, do I have to repeat the premise, or you got it?
I got it. I'm just gonna go ahead and tail off of what Marie said. It's about time us Latinos get the praise for what we do in this country. You know what I mean? Like all the hard work, all the labor that we put in. Yeah, like we had to come in. Certain people had to come in a certain way. Some people came in the right way. But it's about time, we get a fair share. We get our shine. Because we do put in a lot. We do build a lot. We do produce a lot. We do the jobs that other people don't want to do.
I think they're double dipping.
But obviously,
they're double dipping. They're gonna use those who are gonna put in do the work of the jobs that a lot of people won't do, and then on top of that, they're gonna enforce the rules in which can get them out of there. So it's like you can't win for losing. It's just like they're gonna double dip. But I don't know, bro.
Can I get my opinion now?
Go ahead, Mark.
I will wait because I'm gonna get my opinion. But it was just a question I wanted to ask on top of that. So here's the thing. The funny thing about that is it's just like. The sad part is just like they're gonna use. That's the way this country was built, off of fucking either slave labor or any type of. They don't want to pay to produce for certain people in this country to prosper. They thrive off of cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? And it's like once slavery was out of the question, how do you recreate that type of production from the people? You can't. But here's the thing: you have a population of people that are coming from third world countries that are willing to do that work to make certain people that look a certain type of way all that money off of cheap labor. But at the same time, still position themselves to look like they're smart, while the people that are actually putting in the work that don't look like they're making them rich are the reason why they're rich. And I say the same thing is crazy because that's how black people have felt for the longest in the United States. But you have a certain fraction, not everybody, but a certain fraction of the Latino population that still, based off their skin tone, seems to feel like go to the other side when it's never worked for them because they all look at us as the same.
Yeah, we're all considered minorities at the end.
But there's a certain population, you got Cubans, certain Venezuelans, and Marie, keep it saying, even Puerto Rico, it's like, certain, you know how it is, Marie and DR, there's certain.
We all have black in us. We all have.
No, but I'm saying there's a certain
Yeah.
light skinned population that thinks that they're better than a certain other group because maybe even they had advantages and they had money and they always want to associate with the side, you know what I mean?
Because it was deemed what was beautiful and what wasn't. I mean, it was the same thing back in the slavery time. You had the light skins and then you had the darker skins. We were always the darker skins and we were always the lighter skins.
But the sad part about all of this is
And it's just it's some things change, but some things never change. It just it's
right.
one of those things.
But the irony of this whole situation is that now you had a lot of the Latino population vote for Trump, and now that he's targeting them and he's doing it, they feel betrayed when, like, to all of our individual experience that we talked about, we all know this is always how they looked at us. So why are a lot of Latino people surprised? If I can ask all y'all, why some of us surprised? And this is what they was this when he said I'm running on immigration was one of his biggest campaign promises. Why are we surprised? Who did we think he was gonna go after?
I mean, I can't say because I didn't vote for him because I knew it was going to be some bullshit. But I think people just, honestly, when everybody, like when he first ran, everybody was always saying it makes sense because he's a businessman. So he should be able to pull the U.S. out of debt. And that's all I even heard from him about him becoming president and everything like that. I never liked him. I never liked anything about him or the way he moved or the way he was. So it was never going to be a vote for me.
So, I mean,
and it's just like him coming, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, so I guess it was the faith that some people had that he was going to do better or something like that. And it just wasn't. But I feel like that's any politician. That's what they do. They try to convince you to vote for them and act like as if they're going to do something different, and they don't. They do what they want because it's what they deem necessary.
Well, Chris, like I said, I posed the question again. This is what the nigga said he was going to deport, and we know he was talking about. And most of the Latinos went out their way. Well, at least more than 50% of us went out. I say us because we all Latino went out and voted for that nigga. And now what? Like, is it fuck around and find out? Like, or like, what do you say to that though, Chris? Like,
I just believe the system has always been the system, whether it's Latinos and blacks, we're all the minorities, right? But somehow, whether it's Trump or anybody else, they get up on this podium and start speaking a bunch of words, and we're falling for a bunch of words every single time. Whoever's in there, they just tend. I don't know what it is that the power they have that they tend to worship and listen and believe that they're going to make change, but it's never that. They say one thing and do the absolute left of that, the absolute extreme of that, and here we are doing it every 4 years to whoever's in there. So the system will always be the system. I just don't know when every time a person speaks, they tend to believe words. Well, at what point do we say this is all bullshit? And I just think that this is perpetual, and a lot of us will be awake to what the bullshit, but it will never outweigh those who are not aware of what's going on. So that's what I think.
Hey,
just like Chris said, everybody falls into a system at the end. It's all being puppet mastered at the back. Who's controlling them really at the end? I think we all know who controls everybody, but that's who calls the shots of them. He can say that he's gonna do one thing and this and that. He also might accomplish those things as well too. The list of things that he says he's gonna do. For example, if we're gonna get more taxes, he's gonna make the economy better. All of that is gonna be completed. But the other things that he said he wasn't gonna do, he's gonna have to do because, again, there's a puppet master behind him. There's somebody controlling him, and he has to obey by these things. Because if not, there's consequences. So again, just like Chris said, there's a system. They have to go by it.
You guys seen Game of Thrones?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
You know when Daenerys is talking about the wheel, who's on top, who's in the bottom, and how it constantly spinning. I don't know why that speech just came into my head when I was talking about it. But her goal was to break the wheel, and I think that should be our goal as.
Yeah. That's why I feel like we're getting into a civil war. This is really the great age of awakening. Everybody should see what's happening. Everybody should see who's in control, who runs these things. It's out there. Especially that the files came out. If you really, really dive deep into it, you know who's in control. You know who's running these people. So that's the great age where we should just all waken up and just revolt. Like, this is the time, really.
But you know what I think?
Epstein is not dead. I think they just got a picture of him walking in Israel, bro.
But you know what I think it is? Like this, but this is what I think it is.
What you say? Wait, go to the I can't see the comments. I
can't see the comments.
I'll start from, George's contributing a lot. He said, Latinos and black fall into their system. He said, look at it this way. If Trump was so bad, would they focus on him? Or if he ain't following the higher power, is he good? Open your eyes. What shine you want? but for the goals you have what you need to do, we don't want shine from this world. People that settle for the system fall into the low quality jobs because they don't have the strength to help themselves because they listen to Sexy Red and get drunk.
Damn.
He said the world ain't saving you, God will. He says that anybody who's president is an antichrist because they're puppets. Joe Ratty says this live is a classic. George says people too far gone. They will always get distracted.
But this is what I say. You know what I think the issue is? It's not even an issue, but I think this is why we all get caught up in this whole thing where it's just like, honestly, like George was saying to some of the points that he's saying, like, some of us want to listen to Sexy Red and get drunk instead of building, right? And so those people get caught up in certain situations where they struggle in life. But some of us, like, I like to think the four of us here, we all got a decent life. We work hard. We built a life for ourselves. We provide for our families to do what we got to do. And we're continuing to build, right? But the reality is that for a lot of these issues that we talk about, the reason why we could talk about them is because they probably don't directly affect us. We might be insulated based off maybe our families and the way they set things up for us, and maybe our individual ambitions in life to create better for our situations, right? But I think that that's the reality where it's just like we could talk about it because, I don't really have to, my family's Puerto Rican, so I don't have to deal with the immigration issue. But again, for some people that have to deal with it on another basis, and you think about, they just like us. They came here, worked hard, built something for themselves, and now because of a personal agenda that a certain administration has that's trying to prove that they're cleaning the country up, it's like painting a broad brush on just a whole group of people that actually contribute more than they take. And it's just like, we can all be honest and say, this is not what we signed up for. Even if you did vote for him, right?
I didn't vote for him. I would have.
I'm just saying though, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, yeah, but.
And God said it best. Do not worship man. And so many people in this world worship the words of any president that's going up there. But that's how the system is. We're all in the system. We all go to work. Can we really afford to lose how we provide for our families? We can't do it. That's why we won't go out of bounds.
But here's the thing: the difference between us. But I would say the fair difference between us and I'm, I love that we all doing good, decent in life and provide. But again, Chris, what the four of us have on here, what we do, that's not the average, bro. We're probably, and it's not by much, but we're still in a higher percentage than the average people.
And it still doesn't matter, because there will be more people that are not awake than there are of us who are awake to this bullshit. That's what they count on. That's what's perpetual. That's what will always exist. Hamster and a wheel. How many people are going to get off the wheel and exit the cage? Not a lot of people. So that's how it works.
Hey,
I'm smacked.
No, it's the funniest shit. My uncle used to. No, never mind. I'm not gonna tell y'all that.
Yeah. So this was a dope live, bro. This shit turned into some shit. Maria, I'm glad you back, girl.
Thank you. I'm trying to be back.
Yeah. I hope you are back.
So we never got to finish the Bad Bunny thing. Like, are we gonna watch the Bad Bunny thing, or are we gonna watch the Kids Rock?
I thought you already said that you wasn't gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm just curious. I'm not interested because I want to be entertained. I'm just curious. I don't listen to the
I'm gonna watch it because I'm happy for him because they didn't change on the decision, and I just want to see the fact that somebody who is predominantly Spanish speaking music, for him to have the spotlight on him as an Hispanic man and have all that attention. I want to see the reception of that because I don't know the lyrics, but
it's gonna be fire.
His music transcends language. It's like you feel it.
Yeah.
So whether I know it or not, he has that influence, and whether he will, I want to see if he goes out there with a political message that will speak volumes, or if he goes out in a dress, then I'll know that
the fact that he's speaking Spanish is already a political message.
Chris is talking shit. Chris is gonna be in his room shaking his
yeah,
butt.
Yeah, I know the song.
And it's Foto.
Not
Más Foto.
Remember, Chris is Italian. It's close. You know what I'm saying?
I'm half Hispanic, so I'm happy for him.
I think it's going to be the biggest pop in Super Bowl halftime history.
But I think it's also the biggest political message in Super Bowl history.
What, you think he's going to bring anybody out, though?
He's going to mention Ice? You think he's going to mention Ice?
No, I'm talking about he's going to bring out somebody else. Like, somebody always brings out somebody else to perform with them sometimes.
I don't know who he got collabs with.
I think he has enough to
party.
do just
I think
by
He
himself.
got more Spanish.
I think we forgot that he was already on the Super Bowl already. He performed with J-Lo and Shakira when he first did it. This is when he was not very so known, but I think he's going to go up there and do the performance by himself because I think he's become that big of a star.
Agreed.
To do so.
I do that. Say I have this hair today. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Sorry. My curls is like curling and it's too much. I look like Shaka Khan. Like I'm ridiculous. Go ahead.
But yeah, Marsh, I think you should put on your Puerto Rican tank top and
tank top. You wild.
You do that? You do that for the Puerto Rican parade? You put the flag on your back and you walk around?
I've never been to Puerto Rican parade, to be honest.
He's capping.
Next week we need to see a flag above the Kobe one, Puerto Rican flag.
Yeah, but represent your people, bro. Come on.
You don't claim him unless he's on the camera.
He's 1/16%, you know?
No, my pop,
He's 0.16.
Like I said, I claim it, but I know the world looks at me as a black man, so I can't change that either, right?
No, you're not.
What if you started speaking Spanish?
I speak Spanish.
What if he just only spoke Spanish? I think that would change.
Yo, I speak Spanish. Like, I work with a lot of Spanish people.
It's probably not the best, but he speaks
You
it.
be like the most you say is "Cómo estás?" Be like bien.
Nah.
That's the furthest it goes.
He's lying.
I got 11th grade Spanish.
Yo, it's a lot of Spanish people where
That's
we
the basic
work.
shit.
And
When
then
they
we have
start
to be.
talking fast, I'll get lost. I'll be like, yo, chill. I look for keyword. I hear for keywords like, yo.
Same here. Same
You
here.
said this, I get the context.
Yeah,
Oh, you
oh,
second. Yeah.
Right. Same here.
Yo, they got yo, from a personal experience, I've been judged because I didn't they knew I was Spanish. They assumed I was Spanish.
Assumed you are Spanish.
No,
You are, though.
No, they assumed I was Spanish. Just think about it that way. They assumed I was Spanish, right?
They come walking up to him, talking Spanish.
They assume, they just start coming to me. I'm like, yo, slow down.
Just say no sabo, so then they know that you the no
Yo,
sabo.
but they started judging me.
Right,
They said,
they're poquito, like that.
You're not joining
No,
the crew.
you don't understand. He's white at work.
I know.
He's white at work.
Bro,
This credit score 800, right?
I know the director is.
Oh shit.
He's white at work.
I get mad red.
That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that in a bad
Nah,
way.
they judge me because I didn't join the clique. I didn't join the Spanish clique.
And that's not a bad thing. He's mixed. We all mixed, right?
No. They be like, yeah, and that's when I know when they say one word about okay, you mean this part.
Yeah, that's
how I do it. I just,
I'm not even gonna hold you. There was a time where like when my son was sick and we was go to the hospital and I would talk to these doctors in plain English. Like we would be talking for like a good 30 minutes of plain English, and then they'll be like, "I'm sorry, do you need an interpreter?" And I'll be looking at them like,
"Are you serious?"
That's what I got.
Racist.
Or they will call me and I can hear the person talking with a Spanish accent that can barely like understand how to say something in English, and they'll be like, "Do you speak Spanish?" And I'll be like, "Yeah," and then they'll start talking to me in Spanish, and then I'll be like, "That's funny because this person at the front desk always calls me," and they say, they said you needed a Spanish interpreter, so I called you," and I'll be like, "Who the fuck said that?" Like I told you,
you're born here, ain't you from New York?
Damn, your English was that bad?
It's not bad. It's just I don't know. They just always did that shit, and I think it was just like my name too. It was just like that.
Yo, your English.
They would dead look me in my face, like they'd be like, "I need you to sign here. His appointment's here."
They give you a Spanish form, right?
And then and they'll give me a Spanish form, and I'll be like, "Okay," and I'll be like, "But it's fine, either way." But then, but what's more insulting is that, and I'm sitting there talking to them, and I'll be asking them questions. They're like, "Okay, do you need a Spanish interpreter?" And I'll be like, "Bitch, are we not speaking? Like, you not understand me?
We're just not speaking English."
I guess I don't know. That shit is weird. They still do that to this day. They still do it to me. And I just be looking at them like, whatever, bro. I don't even care anymore.
Marshall's fluent. He's fluent in the language.
Nah, I be speaking. I know how to speak it. Like like
you said it with the Spanish guys at work, bro.
I mean, I know I gotta work with them. Like, no, it'd be the women. Like,
it'd be the women that get that shit out of me.
It's not the men. Nigga, you speak English, right? So I'm gonna talk to you in English. But the women, some of the women at my job, like, they come from a lot of different Spanish countries and they speak Spanglish. So it's like you gotta mix it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they be like, "Yo, ¿cómo estás?" I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. You too? Like,
yeah, right?
He too.
He too.
Joe Towers, Trabajandos.
No. We are ethnic, so we try to mix it in because we've been working with these people for years. So
no, I just say that's his response to it.
I do. Like, what's funny? Being in the midst of a lot of Spanish speaking people, they think that they're talking shit off, but I'll be in there like, yo, if I catch context in there, like, yo, they be calling you.
Chris is like, if I understand one or two curse words and they directed at me,
we call him Cristo Bala at work.
Hold on, y'all want to hear some real shit? That's why I tell people at work, I don't speak Spanish. So when they be talking shit, they think I don't know. I'm like, nigga, I heard what the fuck you said. They get like,
they be like, Cristo va un tigre. I'm like, oh, whoa.
It's kind of like that out here in North Carolina for me with Mexicans. Like they just don't know what I am necessarily, so they'll start speaking Spanish in front of me, and I hear them say mad disrespectful shit in front of me, and then I start talking to them in Spanish, and their face just drop. Like, oh fuck.
Nah, but I won't say what other languages are being spoken in front of me, but there's languages that I will not.
Nigga, I'll say it, nigga. In my job, nigga, I work at a multicultural. These niggas speak African. Sometimes this gonna be very controversial. Sometimes I was like, yo, I think I told Chris this before. We need to come up with our own language because these niggas be talking shit about us.
Nah, they'll do it right in front of you.
We don't know what the fuck they saying. And if I'm not talking about you, I'm like, yo, bro, like, yo.
Yeah, you are.
Pussy. No, it's niggas like Chris in the sense we eat lunch. It used to be Africans, me, Chris, Raj, the Africans, right? And then it's like we all having a conversation. Then these niggas just start talking in African.
They confident. They talk shit confidently because their language, I can't decipher that shit.
And I'm not, yo.
They be talking to you in English, and if they gotta say something to their boy, they just switch up the language real quick, right?
No, but Chris understands it too. Don't they do that to us in Spanish too, Chris?
Yeah, but I understand that better because if I catch a word in context, but African, they be like just a whole bunch of shit. They be like, when they get in their bag, they be like, ah.
Nigga said, ah.
They be getting all animated shit. Like, yo, he definitely just called me a pussy.
And that's not being racist. I'm telling you, I work at the same place, and I'm black, and they do the same shit. They talk to, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, nigga, I'm black too. Why the fuck you just can't speak English? No, it wasn't about you. I'm like, so then why the fuck you just switch up the language?
No, it's just dumb. Yeah, of course, they're not gonna sit there and want the conversation of them knowing that they were talking shit.
I'm
I'm
convinced
like, nigga,
they're
I've
getting
said
it
that to
bad,
them. I'm
bro.
like, nigga, I'm black too. Why the fuck you switching the situation? Nah, it wasn't
Wait,
about
wait.
it.
Do you consider that rude though?
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
It's
I
hella,
think
it's
it's
hella
rude.
rude, bro. They be in there like, I don't want to. I was gonna go crazy just now, but that's
But
Nah,
it's
nigga,
really rude.
you're not, you be speaking the truth, nigga.
I think it's like it depends, because I'm not gonna hold you. Like before, like my kids could understand Spanish, I would say stuff in Spanish, like to their dad or something, like if I wanted them to know something. But like in front of people, if you were all like right now, we're all in a group, and me and Ao just start speaking Spanish, and y'all two just lost, like that's rude. Like we're all speaking with
it is
one
rude.
another.
It is
There's
rude.
a fact. I could vouch for that in experience because I just came from Istanbul right now. That's like a predominantly like Turkish language and Arabic language.
Yeah.
And I'll just talk to them in English and they'll just talk to somebody else real quick in like Arabic. I'm like, damn, what the fuck did this guy just said?
This guy's this guy's American trash.
Yeah, I mean, you want to feel the full rap of that shit? Go to
Right?
like
Like, what the fuck?
He's
go
American trash.
to
Let's go for those
go
guys
to
who got
Paris
all
or
this
go
money.
to any place that speaks French. They're really bad about that shit. Like French people do not give. They like instantly hear you talk English and they look at you like, ugh.
Well, hold on. Is it deeper than that too? Because for like Marie, you from the U.S., but because I feel this too. Like they look at New Yorkers and Puerto Ricans, that people from the island, they look at us like we different. Is it the same thing with DR? Like if you from America, they like, yeah, you Dominican, but you're not Dominican. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I think it's the different
Or,
the content of it, I guess you can say. Because like, yeah, I was born in the U.S., but I lived in DR for like 2 years. Like I was back and forth. My parents made sure that I understood and knew Spanish, so it was nothing like. And we live like in the campo, which is like,
yeah, I know what that shit is.
yeah, so like out there. So it was never a big thing for me when I went back home. But was there different expectations? All they ever thought like, oh my gosh, she's from New York, she's rich, and I'm just like, the fuck. I know what you want our food stamps because that's what I got back home. Like I don't tell y'all praise me for.
What about
But
you,
like
Ed?
that's how it was when I was little. But like people who come from like they never were not born on the island, born in the US and they don't speak Spanish, yeah, they look at you different because they're like I think it's just a culture thing. It's like why don't you know the language and from where you're from? You should know it.
That's true.
And that's how I feel with my kids about it, and that's why I teach my kids. And I always with my oldest especially because there was one time they had like this thing in school and they asked him and he brought back the paper and the paper said that he was black. And I'm like, you black, but you Dominican, you know that, right? He's like, look at my skin, I'm literally black. And I was like, bro, wait a minute. I'm failing at you. Like, I'm failing our culture with you because I never really, like, I told him, but I don't think it really clicked. So I was like, yeah, like, so it's important to know where you come from and the language you speak and the food that you eat and, like, the places that you're from, like, where your ancestors is from. It's important for our generation to know that. And I'm not gonna lie, before I didn't see the big deal in not knowing Spanish, like, teaching your kids to speak Spanish and all that, but now I understand it. Like, now I get it.
From a culture standpoint, right?
Yeah, like, I understand it to the T.
Hey, does he say that?
I think A walked away.
Chris?
I ain't gonna lie. I just be tight when like we're in a public space and like say someone's making an announcement. This might be controversial, but like they might want to say something, but they'll need an interpreter to say something. It's just like I just feel like if you come to America, don't hide behind the veil of your own language. Try your best to learn the language. I just feel like a lot of people don't.
You feel like it should go both ways.
Yeah, like try your best to learn the language, but I feel like they hide behind the veil of the language, and then they use that barrier to be like they'll start talking shit or whatever. But yeah, I just feel like I would love to be fluent in Spanish. I learned from my grandmother being around me and speaking to me in Spanish. That's how I understand it better than I speak it. So
Amen.
I would like to learn it on a higher level. I just feel like some people that's it. I'm going to stick to my predominant language and I'm going to go about it that way. So.
Yeah, because like I said, it's just the dissolvedness of it all. Like when you weren't born there, you weren't really raised in an only Spanish speaking household, so you kind of just lose it. Like you lose sight of that. But I think it's important to go.
I really want to be fluent, like bilingual. Like I would love to be knowledgeable in both languages. Like that's something that before I leave this earth, if I can master both. I mean English obviously, but Spanish, like it's just because there's different lingo, there's different sarcasm. Like I'm interested in that aspect of it all.
I mean, you're in the best place to learn it because it's dominantly more Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, and they're the closest within languages versus like Mexicans and Cubans and Venezuelans. Like they use different words for other things at times, and you just like, huh? Like sometimes I feel like I don't even know Spanish when I speak to a Mexican. I'll be like, what are you saying? Because I don't get it. Yeah. And I'll be arguing with people out here because they'll be like, I forgot what they were speaking. I think it might have been Portuguese. I'm not quite sure, but somebody like around here came into one of my stores and they were speaking. They were like, oh yeah, you speak Spanish. And then I go to them and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't even know. Like, I can't help you. Like, I don't even know what to say. And they're just like, it's all the same thing. And I'm like, it is not. It's different. Like, you got to give us a break here. We're all kind of different.
I'll say this in closing. This has been another edition of the NFI podcast. This one has been very differently because we have a big return of one of our most beloved members, and that's Marie. We've missed her dearly because she has exuded her two qualities, and that is her unfiltered opinion and her female representation, but also her non-bias in holding women accountable and also providing everybody here with up-to-date knowledge and details with all of our topics. So we're glad that you're back. I'm sure you'll be back, in the future. But we're glad that you're back. I think I speak for Marshall. You can speak whatever you like, but we're glad that you're back.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at the same time that I needed. I really needed. I had something traumatic happen, and then I needed a break, and I needed to. I want to say I needed it to be okay, but I'm still not okay. But I'm trying to be okay.
And we appreciate that you.
And truly, not just you guys. There was people in my DMs that hit me that said I wasn't on the podcast, and they wondered why. And I appreciate you guys giving me my space and opportunity to let me breathe for a second, and I appreciate that. Thank you. But I'm trying to be back, and I'm trying to be okay.
Yeah, we miss you so much, Marie. You bring a lot of insight, like I said, personality. You talk your shit, and even when other people come on, they appreciate it. They be like, yo, shorty real, you know what I'm saying? So we miss that edge. We miss you so much. And again, just you being Marie Media, you put a lot of work into what we do and making the aesthetic look so good. And we appreciate you, and we glad that you're back. And anytime we can be there for you. Just do what you got to do, man. We here for you, girl.
Can we get a clap? Can we get a clap?
I'm holding my phone.
And my brother George says prayers to you in Jesus' name. So he's glad to see you back. And
thank you. Please, some people did send me some prayers, and please keep sending them to me because I need them in this time. So please.
That's what. Hold on. You want one thing before we go, which is a good thing, Chris. We got to be happy about that. You said people said that what's going on? You ain't on the podcast, which means people are watching.
Yeah.
They miss Marie.
I got a little bit of fans. I got some more. Okay.
This is a team effort. I feel like we're at the best when we're all a collective. We do our best to give people their grace and whatever they're going through. But as a collective, that's what makes the essence of the NFI podcast. And to everybody, Marie's back. And she's back.
She's back.
She can take as long as she wants. But the fact that she's
I'm back.
In the midst of it, we appreciate it dearly.
I'm back. I'm pushing. I don't want to be in the dark space anymore. I'm pushing myself to be out. So I'm out. I'm here. I missed you guys.
Miss you too.
We appreciate you.
Now you get to listen to me again.
All right. So thank you guys for another great episode. And this was a classic, Chris. Then you got Chris for days. You know what I'm saying? But another we appreciate you still there? You probably went out.
And also let's give a little message out to Raj because I miss him too. And it's always a vibe. It's always a vibe when it's us, 5 on here, and I just, miss his presence sometimes.
Raj is on the milk carton right now.
He better bring his ass.
Yo, do that. Yo, can you do that? Or
I'm just saying, Raj. I know I have some shit going on, and if you need me, I'm here for you too. But we just miss you too, and we need you back.
We do, but do that. Could you put this thing on the milk carton and for this?
Where's Raj? Like the Batman signal. Put it out like this.
No, the milk carton.
I'm gonna do the edit with the Batman symbol with a foot because he likes feet. I'm gonna put the foot.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I like that. I'm gonna definitely edit the shit out of that one.
Yeah,
guys.
Everybody have a good night.
You too, man.
We killed it. So thank you guys.
All right, man. Yo, post this whole episode too if you can.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Later.